Thank you. Every day we path cross with the people asking for help. Men, women, children. They carry signs, hold boxes, or simply reach out with their hands. And most of the times, I and we just passing by, not paying enough attention. And I know it, because a few years ago I was doing the same. I was in their position. Back in time when I was in school, one of my classmates got into a car crash accident, and she felt in coma. She was in really bad condition, so me and my friends decided to help her and get for her some money. So we've been walking around asking the people, organizations, and companies to get some money. And most of the times, as you guess, we were rejected. And back to that time, I failed. I failed to help my friend. And I pledged to myself that one day I will change it when I'll be bigger. And as I mentioned, I've been on both sides, and I know the other point of view. So I regularly travel by metro, and all over the world, and Georgia included, trains are full of people asking for help. And most of the times we don't pay attention to them. And maybe it's because we are insensitive or we lost our humanity. But I think the humans are more complex. And the point is that all those people have been there for years, and some of them I even knew by name because I've been traveling by subway since the first grade. And it was all usual. The pattern always the same. The people coming in the train start explaining the problem and waiting for the coin, which it rarely materialized. But then one day, something unusual happened, something that changed my point of view to those people. One girl got into the train, and like everyone else, she started explaining her problem, and her problem was that she needed the money for her father, for operation. But of course, no one paid attention. But then she took out the documents, the financial, medical ones, and it was all there, all the documents. And she was asking the travelers to check it, to check the fact that she's not lying. And of course, mostly no one took the documents, but almost everyone, including me, gave this girl a coin. And this thing that happened in the train changed my point of view towards human behavior, interaction between them. But you see, I'm not a psychologist and I'm not a scientist. I'm an entrepreneur, and I like to solve problems. At least I try to. And of course, I do care about my community. So like all the entrepreneurs, I always had a set of questions, which I'm sure you also ask yourself. Have you ever stopped and thought, why do I help someone, or how we make decisions whom to support? And why trust is so important in that decision-making process? Or how modern technology and innovation can help us to improve it? So what this girl did in the train, I will call later credibility. She was able to prove that she's not lying, and she was credible enough so people liked it and followed her. But is it really enough? What can happen if other beggars will also use the documents of different people, or how they will use this money? For sure they will collect some money. Or how this girl from the train used the money. Do we see the traction? And here comes the question of accountability. And I thought, if we address the same question towards street beggars and people in the street, why we don't use the same towards organizations or the charities? Why we don't require the accountability from their side? When we make donations toward these organizations or charities, we believe in them. But most of the times, this feeling is just blind because we don't discover the deep details of their work. So that's with this kind of approach and with this experience, when we created our charity crowdfunding platform, WeHelp.ge, we used these questions to solve this huge industry of charity. So we basically created a platform where we are placing the stories of the beneficiaries, the videos, photos, the stories, and of course, medical and financial documentation so everyone can check it. Everyone can go to the site and check the fact that it's true. And furthermore, we also provide the invoices and every transaction that we make towards these beneficiaries, so everyone can see that this money goes to the right way. And from the beginning, we pledged that 100% of direct donation towards beneficiaries should go to them without any service fees from our side. But you will ask that the organization needs to be sustainable and needs some money. Instead, we come up with the idea of tip. We offered our users to give us a tip if they wanted and how much they wanted. And it's not obligatory. And as statistics shows, 84% of users liked it. 84% of people who donate money to beneficiaries also give money to WeHelp as an organization. And most of the times, it's about 20% of total amount. And with these results, we've been able to save more and more lives. And we have repeating guests, users who donating over and over again. And most of the times, they increase the amount. And the people in our community is growing faster than we expected. As you can see, we have some good results, some positive numbers. But personally for me, the main number is the number of lives that we saved and the people that now can live. And it's very emotional part for me, and this one's I'm proud about it. And we did it together with community, with people relying on each other. And I found out that trust is a delicate thing. When I introduced this tip strategy, I thought maybe someone will donate some money to us so we can operate. And I found out that trust is actually your relationship to the unknown, what you can't control. And you can't control everything, and it's not all or none. It's the long and steady process of learning about the capacity of the world, and it's worth it to keep trying. But when we talk about trust, one of the first things that associates with it for me and probably for you as well is transparency, right? But sometimes transparency can be misleading, and I tell you why. Here's an example. You're familiar with the regular transparent charity box. We all see them in supermarkets, malls, and in airports, in all the places. And as you can see, this box is transparent. I intentionally use our own stickers not to offend someone. But what happens when we donate money to this box, when we drop the coin? We see that there is some money, but do we know how much money is inside? Maybe 100 or 1,000. We can only guess. And furthermore, what happens with this money afterwards, how it is used and where it goes? You see, when we make such decisions, the only thing that we rely on is celebrity or authority of certain charity box representatives. But even in this case, this transparency is in reality black hole because we don't have any information. And I wanted to change this as well. I wanted to improve it. So, and me and my team, we were inspired by pay boxes that you all familiar with. We have it in the streets, and we pay the bills from it. And with this inspiration, we created innovative charity box, interactive one, which has a touchscreen on the top, cash and coin receiver, and also a 3G modem, which transfers algorithms and information to online cloud-based. Okay, but more simply, I will explain it more human way. So now if I will drop the coin here, I'll be able to see on the top of the box, on the touchscreen, how much money is right inside. And furthermore, when you will be lying at your home and your bed and you would like to check how much money is maybe now on that box or the other box in the next building, you can go to our web platform and see every box in the city or later in the country and track them down on the Google map. And of course, later on, you can also track down how this money was used. As you see, this one is quite a new project, and we're still working to improve it, and it's patent pending. But we use the different approaches to gain the trust, to let people help each other without questioning. And it's because we use the simple formula, accountability plus credibility, and use technology and innovation as a tool. As a result, our users are growing and the people are engaging more and more and helping each other. But meaning of trust is not only applied to charities. I use my example to express the importance of trust in our lives. But we all know that politics cannot exist without trust. Democracy cannot exist without it. That's why politicians are trying to gain your trust, so later you can vote for them and you feel attached to them. And if we move to private sector, we know that the company is spending billions of dollars on marketing just to make people feel attached to them, to make their brand famous. And it's because the trust is a natural feeling that human beings have. Our success is based on the fact how good we can interact with other people and how good we can create the trusting bond between us. I started my story with a girl, my classmate, and I said that I felt back to that time. But this girl is now alive, she's fine. And just because she believed in me and my friends that we will stay with her till the end. And on the other way, I believed in her and I trusted her that she will fight till the end, and which she did. So her story also motivated me to look further look for the bigger scale and solutions. And I found out that with this girl's story and my own story, that the trust is a delicate thing. It takes a long time to build, but yet you can blow it with one poor decision. So invest your time in your trust rank. Your capacity of success in achieving the goals is based on the fact how good you can create the bonds in your work, in your family, or in your business. And finally, according to the latest research, in countries where trust level is high, the corruption and criminal level are low, and also the happiness level among this community are higher. So ask yourself, who do you trust, or how you can improve it? I really hope that you will join me in building trust in your own way, and it will help you to live a happier life. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.